That's a question. Hey guys, how you going today? Good to hear, good to hear. Let's see. Just check if everything's working. 8:04. What's my time there? 5 seconds delay. Okay, that's not bad. Welcome team. We've got a lot of people already on there. Oh, Jamie, that's always good fun to have, right? That's good fun. Okay, cool. So guys, today we're gonna go through 2020 paper again. We're doing parallel questions for 2020. Day 2. Was this section 2? I'm sure this is section 2. Yep. So this is section 2 or question 2. Now, unfortunately, with this one, I've only had to do 4 questions because one of the questions is this really annoying question, which I don't know, it just frustrated me a lot when I actually made a video for that. So it causes me a lot of trauma to actually even go near that question. But we will talk about it. I tried to get another question like that from ChatGPT, and it didn't even like it. So. All right, so citizen, no, you only need to sit one of those exams. You don't need to sit either. Like, I mean, you need to sit one of them, not both. Yeah. All right, so as usual, we're going to start today with, I think the questions I've got lined up for you guys is we've got an achieved, we've got an excellence. I'm going to skip the third merit question, which is the question that kind of really makes me feel like throwing up. We've got another merit and we've got 2 excellences. All right, so we've got 1 achieved, 1 merit, and 2 excellence questions today. And you might be sitting there thinking, you know what, like I don't want to do any excellence questions, but just keep in mind that the excellence questions, you know, you can try and do the excellence questions even if you do part of it. You would actually get achieved for it. All right, so stick around and see what you can learn, because like I said, excellence questions, don't leave them empty. You could actually get achieved grade for it. All right, so we are going to start off with question 1 today, and I'm going to give you guys about, what is it, 8:03:10. So let's say I go through it in about 8:04:30. All right, so give you guys have a go at this. You need to show full working. You can't just guess the answer, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you do have to solve a linear equation, which means you actually have to show the working, and you can't just kind of write the answer as it is. Is it W10? Wasabi dude, I'll be honest, I actually thought ChatGPT might not be a bad idea, but I've been playing around with some of the questions on it, and I've actually had more problems with ChatGPT than actually getting correct questions. You guys getting 10? Right, I'm not really sure, right? Because like I know that there was a lot of fuss kicked about investigation questions and being in a 1-hour exam, and people were quite frustrated by it. But I'm not really sure. But you know, I would say investigation questions, you've got to play around with the numbers, and then you'll be kind of good to go. But never know. All right, so let's go through this question here. So the clue's already given to you guys here. You know, you've actually got 4 interior angles. So these are the 4 interior angles, and it actually says that it actually adds up to 360 degrees. So what you have to do is you have to set up an equation. So you've actually got 5w plus 10w plus 5 bracket w minus 6 plus 5 bracket w plus 3, and all of this is equal to 360 degrees. So if that's the case, this is pretty important, this first step, right? I mean, I know you guys can guess and check the answer, but you want to make sure that you write this part of it down. And then what we want to do is we want to actually expand the brackets. So we're going to expand those two little brackets there. So I've got 5w plus 10w plus 5w minus 30 plus 5w plus 15 equals to 360 degrees. Okay, so the next thing is having a look at combining all of your like terms. So you got 5, 10, 15, and 5, 10, no, 5, 10 is 15, 15 and 5, 20, 25w. So we've got 25w, and then you've got minus 30 and positive 15, which equals to minus 15. And all of this is equal to 360. So what we've got here is 25w equals 360. Minus 15 will change to plus 15. And we've got 25w equals 375. W equals 375 divided by 25. Yeah, so W is equal to 15. So grades wise, you're looking at an achieved. Now I know some of you guys were actually putting 10 because I think you might have looked at the variation of different questions, but pretty much pretty much that's what you need to do for this this question here. So get into the habit of like, and guys, remember, for achieved questions right at the beginning, they tend to be like, you know, one step linear equations or like two steps, like kind of like putting things together and solving it. So, you know, really, if you are here and what is this right now, you're at the end of August, and you're thinking, oh man, I'm not going to pass this. Trust me on this when I say this. You watch enough of these videos and you practice enough of these questions, you're going to easily get a merit. All right. So I think don't leave it too late. That's the only thing. Like get with those questions, practice questions much earlier. So any other questions? Otherwise we can go to the next one. Tui, when you shift a value from one side of the equal sign to the other side, it changes to the opposite sign. So if it's minus 15 on one side, when you bring it over to the other side, it becomes plus 15. I've gone dark. Why do you do 2w, 25w minus 15? Lily, that's just me collecting the like terms. So when I collect all the w's, I got 25w, and then minus 30 and plus 15 is minus 15. Zach, why? That's why I kind of keep my background completely black, because it's like my hair is just a complete shambles at the moment. Kate Baskerville, because like I think this is probably my fault because I picked some really random kind of numbers. I'm hoping that you guys will get a little bit easier numbers than that. Of course, Luke, I'd actually try and get this type of question out. All right, let's go through question 2 here. All right. Now this one actually was I think we did a similar question like this yesterday, but I'm gonna, or maybe was it not Sunday? When was it? Today is Tuesday, right? I think Sunday we did a similar question like this with simultaneous equations. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys about, what is it, 8:10? So I'll give you guys about till 8:13 to try and do this question. Now, if you have no idea of how to start this question, the one clue I'm going to give you guys is this. When you have a point, remember that a point is the same thing as saying x comma y. Wasabi dude, thank you so much, but you didn't really need to. Just don't worry about it, man. Like this is all good. Just doing this for the fun of it. All right. What do we got? Jasmine, if there's a plus and you moved it to the other side of the equal signs, would have become minus. Yes, Jasmine, that's absolutely right. And if something is getting multiplied, Jasmine, then when you move it to the other side, it actually becomes divide. Ezekiel, this is actually not hell. This is actually quite a nice. You'd be surprised. You'd be thinking it's quite hellish, but once you start working through the question, you'll be like, I can't believe that this question was that easy. So the V and W. I'm sorry, I don't think you guys need it, but V and W. So that's V and that's W, I guess. Now, Punya, this is definitely an excellence question. But it's definitely an excellence question, and it's actually one of the more easier excellence questions. Like, just be patient. The one thing that I did say to you guys, remember how you've got X and Y, and I'm going to give you a bit of a clue here. So here is X, here is X, here is X, here is also X, and then this is Y, this is Y, this is Y, and this is Y. This is the clue I'm going to give you guys right now. And I'm going to tell you guys, just forming the equation for you, you will get an achieved. All right. So if you're thinking they're going, it's like, oh, this question's too hard, I'm not going to even attempt it. Just try and see if you can just form the equation. Because if you form the equation, you will get an achieved. Yeah, there you go, Luke. You got it. Navid, yes, it is an excellence question, but I always say this, don't leave any excellence questions empty, right? Because you got to try and do at least a couple of lines. Just doing some basics is going to get you like an achieved grade for it. All right. The easiest way to pass these kind of exams is to actually attempt excellence questions, because they give out some really easy achieved and merit marks for it. Not sure, Kaji. Not sure. But we'll figure it out. I think we did a question like this on Sunday night, if I remember correctly. All right, let me start working through this question, all right? So notice how I've actually color-coded everything there. Yes, Jamie, that's correct. You could do that as well. So my equation that I have right now is y equals ax squared plus bx plus 4. Now I've got 2 points. My first point is 218. And remember I said this, every point has the coordinate xy like this. So if that's the case, I've got 18 here, I've got 18 there. So I'm going to write this as 18a. Now x happens to be this part here, which is, in this case, which is 2. So I am going to get 2 squared plus b times 2 plus 4. And then my second point happens to be negative 1, 3. And because 3 is the y value, I'm going to get 3 is equal to a times negative 1 happens to be the x value. I'm going to get negative 1 squared plus b times negative 1 plus 4. Now I'm going to stop here because I think this is your achieved part right here. Getting these two equations is going to get you an achieved. Now let me know if you have any questions with what I've done so far. Now if you are confident and you can see what I've done so far and you want to carry on by yourself, go for it. If not, hang around and we'll actually get through this, all right? But this is the important part, guys. Whenever you see a parabola or any kind of curves like this and they say give you 2 points, just substitute the x and y. Feel free to ask questions, guys, on the chat. What about the brackets about w? So w is the point, Tina. Like w is the point which is negative 1, 3. So negative 1 is the x component, which is, so if you look at it, negative 1 is somewhere here. and then 3 is there. That's the y component. So, and then if you look at the v value, you've got 2 and 18. This right here is going to be 2, and then this, the y component, is actually 18. Will a become 4a? Yep. That's the next part of it, Jiten. All right, so now we got a couple of ways you can actually do this. You can actually eliminate both of these, well, like one value if you want. You can rearrange it, you can substitute it. How did you get -1 out of 2? Oh, okay, so just want to be clear, guys. This equation is for, the 218 is for the equation in the pink box, and then the -1,3 is for the equation in the red box. So they're actually two separate equations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write them up as two separate equations. My first equation is going to be 18 equals 4a plus 2b plus 4. And I might actually just rearrange this. I'm going to get rid of that 4. I'm going to bring that 4 to the right hand side, and when I do that, I'm going to get 18 minus 4 equals 4a plus 2b. So this is my first equation. 14 equals 4a plus 2b. So this is this equation. As for the red one, I've got 3 equals -1 squared is 1, so that's just 1a. I can just leave that as a, minus b plus 4. Now at this point I can actually rearrange the 4, get rid of the 4 to the other side. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a slightly different version. I'm going to use substitution, guys. And it doesn't matter which method you use, whether you use elimination, substitution, as long as I get that final 2 answer, then you're pretty much good to go. Yes, Tina, yeah, you're going to end up with 2 answers. You're going to end up an answer for A and then an answer for B, because you're doing simultaneous equations. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rearrange everything. So I'm going to take the 3, which is already there. I'm going to take minus b to the other side to make it plus b. And I'm going to take plus 4 to the other side to make it minus 4. And so what I've got left here is a is equal to b minus 1. Now, you might be thinking, why did I do that? The reason I did that was last time we did simultaneous equations, I did elimination. This time I'm going to show you guys substitution. All right, so in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to take a, which is equal to b minus 1, and we're going to substitute it where this a is. And so what we're going to get is, kind of carrying on, 14 is equal to 4 times b minus 1 plus 2b. So 14 is equal to 4b minus 4, because we have to expand the brackets, plus 2b. And we've got 14 is equal to 6b minus 4. Kind of keep carrying on. We're going to get 6b is 14 plus 4. And we've got 18 equals to 6b. And then we can say that b is equal to 18 over 6, or b is equal to 3. Now if b is equal to 3, we know that a equals to b minus 1. So we can say 3 minus 1, and then a is equal to 2. So this is pretty much how simultaneous equations actually work. Now, I know some of you might be wondering what happened with the a minus b. So let me just do that one extra step. Remember, 3 is equal to 1a minus 1b plus 4. And I've just kind of ignored that 1 and -1. All right, I'm going to pause there, guys, because I know there's quite a few questions popping up. I will try and answer as many as possible. Luke, I think I just answered your question with the a -1 squared. Yeah, Gabriel, it's quite nice when it comes together. Vishal, you've answered. Why is only one of the brackets squared on each question? Why not both? Because if you look at the original equation, Maya, it's y equals to ax squared. All right, if it's ax squared, then you're only doing that, and then it's bx. So that's why you only do one of them. Tui, the reason we take things to the other side is because we just want to eliminate something, or we want to rearrange or make things easier for us to solve. Mindset, -1 squared becomes +1. That's cool, that's cool. Hey Joe, channel, welcome. Yeah, quadratic equation, yep. Vansh, you can actually do it using the elimination method as well, but as long as you get 2 and 3, you're good to go. How does 14 plus 4 equals to 6b? I've rearranged that, and because if you look at it, the -4, I'm moving the -4. So if you look at it, originally there's a -4 here, and I'm bringing it to the other side of the equation, and when I do that, it becomes +4. Well, George, I think there's a lot of methods. You got to try and figure out which one works easier, right? Like you got to go, well, is substitution easier or elimination easier? It's entirely up to you. And in this particular case, I looked at this and I went, well, actually, substitution is a lot easier. Yes, Train Gamer, you can, but like sometimes doing elimination is a lot quicker. Like I think on Sunday's tutorial we did something similar, and we found that elimination was actually faster than substitution. Natalia, I've got another 2 more questions to do. What's better, elimination or substitution? I don't know. I look at the numbers. If I have like a single letter, then I probably will go with you know, in this case, how I got A and B on its own, I would do substitution. But in the question that I did on Sunday, definitely elimination, because I looked at it and I went, I could just add up these 2 equations and kind of do elimination. Yeah, Kaylee, I think that's a really good point you bring up for Lily, because I know Lily, you're asking for achieved questions, but it's like all of the questions that we're doing are achieved questions, right? Because if you think about it, there's just components that you can do for achieved, and by the off chance you actually know how to do that question, then you're actually going to be getting either a merit or an excellence. So I know it can be a bit frustrating, but just keep persevering, all right? Because all of these questions, they all have multiple opportunities for achieved options. Why did A become true? Why did the become A3? Why did the B-1 become 3-1? Because Jasmine, we found out what B was. We found out B was equal to 3. If you look at the bottom right screen, once we figured out that B is equal to 3, we came back to this equation and we substituted B as 3. Why did you do 4B-1 plus 2B? 4B-1 plus 2B. Okay, so for that one, what I had done is I had actually shown that A is equal to B-1, and then in the next line I replaced A with B-1 because I know that A was equal to B-1. Yep. You can scroll up a tiny bit. Sorry. I know the space gets a bit premium as I'm working on these big questions. Hey, Ezekiel, I was going to ask you this because I know at the start of this question you were like, oh, this is a bit, what kind of hell is it? But what do you think of it now? Do you think it's hard, or is it doable? Yeah, so as I mentioned before, this question is worth an excellence question. Now, correctly combining equations in one variable is a merit. So you're probably looking at merit maybe just here. Like this part right here is going to get you a merit. Or if you find like one of the values, you get merit. For excellence, you got to find both 2 values to get an excellence grade. Jamie, sometimes there are. Like it depends on the question. Tui, honestly, you got this. Like, look, just be patient. You've got plenty of time to prepare for this. You're gonna be fine. The fact that you're here and you've still got like nearly 2.5 weeks to go, you're gonna be okay. Now, Arman, you're not gonna forget it, because the thing is like, see, as long as you guys keep practicing it, then you guys are gonna be fine. You will be fine as long as you keep practicing these types of questions. All right, so we're gonna go to the next question. Now, unfortunately, I did not want to work through this question, which was this one here. I try to put it on where is it? I tried to put this question on ChatGPT, and it was just like, it just came up with some really kind of stupid questions. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to actually work with that question because it's just ridiculous. So we are going to go to the next question, which is a merit question. And I'll put it up. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes, and then we can actually kind of see how you guys go about it. All right. So this is the next question, and I am going to give you guys, what is it, 8:27. So I'll go through the answer at 8:30. Tina, I think next live will be on Sunday. I think next week we'll go all out. We'll go 5 days, which I know the level 2s and level 3s will be very grumpy about. But, you know, look, I think this is the last time I'm going to be doing the MCAT run, and I want to enjoy it. So there you go. Much appreciated for that, Jiten, because I think Tui, you might need to have a look through some of those playlists that I've done, and I think you'll be good to go. There you go, Tui. You do this question, you're going to be looking at a merit for this question already. Yeah, Jasmine, we'll be doing a lot more as we get closer to the MCAT. Like, I'll definitely be doing more. On point, Gabriel, on point. Yeah, Ezekiel, I'm not sure if there's going to be an MCAT next year or not. So, I mean, if the level 1s decide to do it next year with MCAT, then yeah, I'll do it. But if there's no MCAT next year for the level 1s, then what's the point of me doing MCAT tutorials? And I've been doing this for like 7 years now, and I really enjoy it, and it's good fun. You know, I guess I'll miss it, but it is what it is, right? So guys, even if you are to factorize one of these brackets, you're going to get an achieved for this, all right? And if you can actually kind of finish it off, yes, you can. All of my resources, let me show you guys here. I'll put this up. I haven't actually added this year's tutorials, but this is all of my last, how many ever years worth of tutorials. I will put it on the... I'll put it on the chat, and I'll pin it. So you can go have a look at it. That's pretty much got all of my old tutorials. There's almost like some of the old tutorials I did a lot of basic stuff before. Only this year I've started doing more kind of like big questions. So Lily, there's a lot of work in those tutorials that you can kind of catch up on. And same with you, Tui. There's a lot of help there. All right. So let's start actually doing this question here. Now, here's the little trick I'm going to tell you guys, which I know a lot of people actually kind of go, oh, this is really going to work. But look, we all know what the bottom is. The bottom is going to be 3x minus 1 and 3x plus 1. All right, now this is a bit of a cheeky shortcut, but it does work. It does work. I'm not going to lie. It does work. So, and I'm going to do this time because I'm not going to do the algorithm way, because I know the algorithm way for some people is confusing. But if you see this question, you should be thinking to yourself, I've just got the easiest merit of the paper, because they always have a set of brackets that's going to cancel out each other. All right, and it's going to be, your final answer is going to be like one bracket divided by another bracket. Now here's the trick. The trick is this. You know that, and I can't believe I'm actually going to do this the shortcut way. Should I do the shortcut way, or can I just teach you guys the full long method? I'll do both. All right, I'll do both so you guys can kind of see what's happening. I'll do the long method first, and then I'll do the shortcut after that. So here's the thing. So if I'm doing the long method, I've got 3 times negative 6, which equals to negative 18. So that's the 3 times negative 6. So what I'm looking for is two numbers that multiply to negative 18 and add up to 17. And I kind of know this because this is, what have we got? 18 and negative 1, 18 and negative 1. So I can rewrite the top equation as 3x squared plus 18x minus 1x minus 6. Then I need to factorize by parts. So you can do 3x x plus 6 or negative 1 x plus 6. Now x plus 6 is a common factor, and then I've left over with 3x minus 1. Remember, the 3x minus 1 is basically the 3x is coming from there, the negative 1 is from there. So I've got my two things here, 3x minus 1 and x plus 6. Once I do that, guess what? Just cancel out 3x minus 1 and 1, and here is my answer, x plus 6 over 3x plus 1. Okay, so this is pretty much what's going to get you a merit. Now this entire part that is inside the green box, that is just me factorizing that top quadratic. But however, the shortcut, this is what you could do. Because we know that 3x squared, blah, blah, blah. Let me just do this part here first. Now I know the denominator is going to be 3x minus 1 and 3x plus 1. All right, I'm going to go here. I'll come back to that page, so don't worry about it. So I know that one of the brackets on the top has to be 3x plus 1 or 3x minus 1. All right, I know this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of guessing and checking. And the way I'm going to do it is like this. Because I know that the quadratic is going to be 3x squared plus 17x minus 6, 3x squared plus 17x minus 6, I just do a guess and check, guys. The guess and check is quite easy, because I know 3x times this number is equal to 3x squared. So I'm going to put a guess. I'm just going to guess. Well, that's got to be x. And the last digit, which is the plus 1, times this number, whatever it is, should equal to minus 6. So I could go x minus 6. But then, if I look at the inside terms, I've got 3x times negative 6, which is negative 18x, 1 and x, which is 1x, which actually is negative 17x. But in this case, I'm getting positive 17x. So this is not correct. So this is not going to work. So what I've just figured out is my top number is going to be 3x minus 1. So then I can figure out what it is. So 3x and 3x squared, well, that's x. Minus 1 and minus 6, well, that's going to be plus 6. So then this becomes x plus 6. Cancel, cancel. Guess what? You have the same answer. Sorry, I missed all of the comments there. I'm gonna have to go back and have a look at it. Okay, I see. Oh my God, I get it, which is great. Shortcut. So Tui, if you got the first part correct, then you're gonna get achieved straight away for it. Oh, you actually got a merit. Congrats. Well, there you go. Look at that. You got a merit already. How do we get the denominators? Ezekiel, that's difference of two squares. Now, Citizen, you do not need working for this question. You can just put the 4 brackets and be done and dusted. Ezekiel, it is risky, but hey, you know what? Like, when you are searching for merit grades, you might, there's always an easier way to do it. No, that's fine, Medushi. That's absolutely fine. If you, like, see, some people find it easier doing that. Like, I don't like guessing and checking, to be honest. But sometimes I'm lazy. And I go, can I just quickly do this other check? Yeah, look, I'll actually put up another question like this so that you guys can have a go, all right? So let's, same type of question, but I'll make it a little bit trickier because I only had like 4 questions for you guys. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Try this question here. Kaylee, I didn't actually understand your question. Why is it +1 for merit and not negative? +1 for merit. Now we don't mess with the. Can we cancel the plus with the minus? No, you can't. Navid, you can't do that. Nah, Zaddy Dynamite, I remember you. What are you, like in year 3 now of uni? Or are you working? What are you doing, Zaddy? Kai Evans, welcome to the rat race. All right, I think everybody has their MCAT on the September 12th, and we're all kind of working towards it. Oh, nice. Good to hear that, Zaddy Dynamite. I actually remember you during COVID times. Ezekiel, the difference of two squares. Like, remember how when you have something like this, you write this, factorize this as x minus 3, x plus 3. That's what's happening here. So yeah, I think 5 for 5. You guys better be good with your rearranging game, because I think the last question is a good rearranging question. So all right, let's go through this question. All right, so we've got the denominator, Ezekiel. If you look at it, the numbers you're looking at they're all square numbers. You've got 4, which is a square number. 25 is a square number. So we're going to put that as 2x minus 5, 2x plus 5. That is what my denominator is. And the moment I have that, guess what? That is already your achieved there. So the second part is actually doing this, 2x squared plus 3x minus 20. Now guys, if you have any other method to get to these two brackets, whatever method you have, and if it works for you, go for it. All right, you don't need to do it with my method. You have to do it with whatever method you feel comfortable in. Now some people are they're good with these things where they go, I know how to use the quadratic formula. You want to do that, that's fine, go for it. So really important that just find out what actually works for this. Yeah, I thought so, Ezekiel. You do know how to do this, because I'm sure we've talked about this before. But anyway, look, we're going to try and do this the long method. So 2 times negative 20 is negative 40. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 40 and add up to positive 3. That's going to be 8 and negative 5. 8 and negative 5. So I've got 2x squared plus 8x minus 5x minus 20. Now here's a little hint for you guys. If you actually make a mistake in this, and if you don't get one of those brackets, then you know you've done a mistake. All right, so that's another thing to keep in mind as well. So we're going to split it up, and what we've got here is 2x, x plus 4, minus 5x plus 4. Then x plus 4 is a common factor. 2x minus 5 is a common factor, where the 2x comes from there, minus 5 comes from there. What do we got? X plus 4, 2x minus 5. We're going to cancel those two brackets, and our answer is x plus 4 and 2x plus 5. Easy merit there. All right, and every year I'm like thinking, man, I hope these guys get one question like this, because one question like this, you're gonna nail that merit easily. There you go, Jasmine, congratulations, that is your merit right there. Yes, it does. Who was it that I was just having a look at? Citizen. If you look at it, 4 times 2x is 8x, minus 5 times x is minus 5x, and then 8x minus 5x is actually equal to 3x. Nice job, Lily, nice job. Luke, normally we're looking at about, this paper is about 1 hour, but I think after you do these kind of questions, you kind of pick and choose certain questions, and then you end up finding that you actually do it pretty fast after a while, because you've seen this type of questions. Like TUI, I've seen this question quite a few times. I mean, like some sort of variation of this question, I've always kind of seen it. No, I'm happy for you, Lily. That's really awesome. All right, guys. Look, we're gonna go to our last question for the night, which I know some of you are gonna go for 5 for 5. And like, I've purposely put this question here because I know some of you are thinking, oh, geez, this just looks ridiculous. But to be honest, there's just a couple of things you need to know, and even if you do one bit of it correct, guess what? You're going to be looking at an achieved for this. Consistently rearranging the square root. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you guys, like, maybe I might actually walk you through this question, and I'm going to give you another example of it, because is that, or do you guys want to actually have a go by yourself? Citizen, we did the fifth question. I think we did 4 questions, but like there was one extra question. I got no idea what you're talking about, Adi. Okay, let's do a walkthrough of this because I think it's really important that if you guys can get this question, I guarantee it, you're gonna nail every kind of rearranging question. All right, it's all about being careful, and it's all about just taking your time. All right, and and look, the beauty of these types of questions, and I'm gonna say this, all right, and I know you're probably like, oh, I don't want to really do this question, but I'm telling you this right now, you can do this question even after you make a mistake. There is still opportunities for you to get merit. So whenever you see a rearranging question, like look at this, it says make X the subject, right? So what you want to be, your final answer should have X on one side and everything else on the other side. So it doesn't matter. It's like all you got to do is just try and work out how do we actually move this. So let's have a look at this, and I'm going to do this step by step. All right. So first thing we want to get rid of, I'm going to highlight it, is the square root symbol, because this is very much reminiscent for BEDMAS, right? The next thing I want to get rid of is the H. That's number 2. Number 3, I want to get rid of the 4. Number 5, I want to get rid of the oh wait, hang on, did I just miscount it? Yeah, number 4, get rid of the -5. And then number 6, no, number 5, jeez, you get what I'm trying to say. I'm going to get rid of that squared. So basically at this point, there's 5 steps I need to do to actually get to this, get X by itself. So there are 5 steps that I have to do, and in 5 steps, we're actually going to get this question, and we're going to get an excellence. All right. So here's the thing. What we have is a square root symbol. Now, if we want to get rid of a square root symbol, opposite of square root is squared. Okay, that's the first step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 minus W equals square root of 4 x squared minus 5 divided by h. So I'm going to square both sides. Now I'm going to use a different color here so you guys can see what's happening. So when I square a square root, it disappears. So what I've got here is 3 minus W squared equals 4 x squared minus 5 divided by h. So basically that squaring one side or both sides, it actually gets rid of that square root symbol. My next thing I'm going to get rid of is, if I look at it, it's the h. Now the h is getting divided by h, so the opposite, when I take it to the other side, it will become multiplied by h. So what I've got here is 3 minus W squared multiplied by h. And this is equal to 4 x squared minus 5. Okay, so far so good. Now the next thing I need to get rid of is the 4 itself. Now the 4, it's getting multiplied. So when I bring it to the opposite side, it will become divided by 4. So I've got 3 minus W squared times h divided by 4. And this is now equal to x squared minus 5. Now, the next step is we want to get rid of the minus 5. Now, minus 5 is getting subtracted. So when I bring it to the opposite side, it's going to become plus 5. So I've got 3 minus W squared times h divided by 4. The minus 5 is plus 5 is completely separate, which is all equal to x squared. And finally, I've got to get rid of the squared. So opposite of squared is square root. So I'm going to get x is equal to square root of that whole thing. So 3 minus w squared times h over 4 plus 5. Amelia, I could easily write that, but I'm just trying to show you, like, I'm aware of some folks that will get confused by it, so I'm just kind of like keeping it as simple as possible so you can still get an excellence for this question. Yes, absolutely. So Thomas, you could have the h in front of it as well, so you could have had the answer like this, which is absolutely fine. But make sure that that square root is covering all the 5 as well. All right, you know what? Look, it's 8:51. We got about 9 minutes left. I'm actually going to throw you guys another question like this. I'm going to leave the working out for you. So, or should I actually move the working out? What do you guys think? Do you guys want to do this question blind, or do you want to actually have the working on the side? Yeah, this is an excellence question. Arman, absolutely correct. Whenever they say a question, make X the subject, they are actually saying rearrange it. You're not actually doing it. You're not solving it at all. All right, so everybody wants a blind one. If you do want to have the working up there for you guys, I'll give you guys maybe a couple of seconds to maybe grab a screenshot or something. And then I will give you another question that's going to be a rearrange, very similar one. Nell, you don't actually need to do that. I mean, that's just wasting time. I would just leave it as +5 as it is. All right, so we're going to do blind. I'm going to move this now. Just give me 1 second. I just want to see the other question that they had. 2020. What was the variety they had there for the rearrange? Oh, same thing. Okay, all right, let's try this one. Rearrange for x. So try this one out, folks. Jamie, look, I'm not really fussed about it. That's just for like, I always like to kind of like do something silly and crazy and like, let's just see how far we can actually take infinity plus 1. So Jasmine, when they say in terms of P, that means they want to actually rearrange. So P is by itself. So in this case, you know how I said rearrange for X? That basically means I want X by itself. But if I say something like rearrange for D, then you would have D by itself and everything else on the other side. Not a problem, Amelia. Like, look, as I said to people before, I actually enjoy doing this. It's Luke, it was meant to be similar, but I mean, I have got other questions. No, I was thinking about tomorrow, but I'm actually heading out for catching up with my mates. I haven't seen them in like almost 8 months. But I'll definitely be back on Sunday, this end of this week. Sam, if you expand the 4x, no, I don't think that would count for this because they're not actually looking for expanding in this question. They're actually looking for rearranging. Yeah, and I will always do 8 p.m. Definitely Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then we'll see about Wednesday and Thursday. Mindset, at level 2 you do. At level 1 they don't penalize you for it. They're not that mean, but at level 2 you definitely have to put plus or minus. Nah, right. I mean, like, now I'm doing a few more MCAT. That's the last one for this week, but all right, let's have a go. All right, this time I'm gonna. Shall I speed run it or shall I explain it slowly like I did last time? Let's go speed run. All right, so we've got square. So I'm gonna square both sides. Okay, all right. I'll slow. I'll go slow. I'll go slow. So we're happy with the square part of it, right? So when we square it, we're going to get h minus 3 squared equals c times x squared minus 7 over d. Then I'm bringing the d across, which will become multiplied. So d times h minus 3 squared equals c x squared minus 7. Then we get rid of the c. We're going to get x squared minus 7 equals d times h minus 3 squared divided by c. Then I want to get rid of the plus 7, minus 7 will become plus 7. And notice I'm not putting that plus 7 on top of the c. I'm just keeping it separate. Equals x squared. And then finally I'm going to get x is equal to square root and that's pretty much it for this question for excellence. So Tui, which line did you get up to? Because I might be able to tell you what you would have gotten if you got up to that second line. So tell me, which line did you get up to? Dejas, just because you write something 3 times, you know, doesn't mean that I can just drop and do it. I do, Luke, I do, but I think we do it after MCAT. After MCAT, I come back to the rest of the standards. You can put 7 on the numerator. Yeah, well, 7 is on the no, you can't put it on the numerator, right? Because 7 has got a denominator of 1. Ezekiel, no, you can actually do it like that. That's actually fine. That's not a problem. Zach, have a look at my channel, man. There's heaps of videos on it already. Yeah, Kate, I will be doing the tables, equations, and graphs and geometric reasoning after MCAT is over. So, yes, Jamil, yes, I will be. That's it. Look, Nell, I know you keep asking that question. You could put a plus or minus at the square root here, but like I said, because you're rearranging, they're not going to really penalize you for that. But when it comes to level 2 algebra, you definitely have to put the plus or minus. All right, so that's just something to kind of remember. All right, so guys, pretty much that's us for today. Now, we were kind of joking about this, and I still would like to kind of just for giggles, really. Like, I mean, this is more fun than anything else. This was someone actually gave me this idea, and so what I was gonna suggest was this. Like, look, some next live stream we're gonna be doing it on when is it? For level 1s, we'll be doing it on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, for sure. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. No, right? No, it doesn't. I checked the schedule. Plus and minus is actually not required. So have a look at this. So right there, they say that plus and minus is not actually required. And if you do all the steps right to the end, correct rearrangement actually gives you an excellence grade for it. So, as I was saying before, like, I know some of you guys actually asked, you know, like, hey, what can I actually do to kind of help out? I've been kind of like, kind of joking about this, but it would be actually kind of funny to do this thing. But if you do have some time, nomination closes on 31st of August. Basically, it's this thing right here, New Zealand Local Hero of the Year. It's like, yeah, why not? Yeah. let's see if we can actually get infinity plus 1. That would be really cool to kind of see if we kind of pull it off. But like I said, it is for like a bit of a giggles and a bit of a laugh. So if you have some time, I'll put the link up there. Feel free to go create some noise there, because that'll be a good fun to kind of see what we come up with. But apart from that, guys, that's me for today. Maya, what did Maya want? Did I miss something? 9 for 10, year 10. Yeah, Jaden, that's not bad at all. It's been good fun, Anna. Like, look, I just enjoy doing this, guys, because it's like, as I said, it's something that pretty much I enjoy doing. Tejas, the practice question today, the same level as the exam. It was a 2020 paper that I ripped apart and made some questions based on the 2020 paper, and that's what we will pretty much do for the rest of our time. We will try and rip questions. I'll make those same exam questions, try and rewrite them. ChatGPT has not been so much fun, because I thought I'd get a few nice questions from it, but unfortunately it's been a bit more difficult. So we'll try and do as much as I can. Now, also another thing, I've put the I've pinned the channel there. Sorry, not the channel. I've pinned a message which gives you all of my old tutorials, because all of my live streams get saved. I'm in Auckland, by the way. Yeah, so a name, good question. Name is, there you go, I'll type it up. Sebastian Decay, just that's me, and thanks, Arman. I've chucked it up there, Natalia, sorry. No worries. Hey, look, as for those, the last question, Jasmine, was actually an excellence question, and even if you get halfway through it, you might be actually getting a merit. Melina, I don't. Part of it is because, I mean, if you look at my viewers right now, I think there was about 95 people today on the stream. I kind of prefer helping 95 people in 1 hour compared to one person for 1 hour. So yeah, so I don't have time to do the private tutoring. I just do like whole groups. Much easier. Nah, Navid, it was yesterday. We were doing this yesterday for giggles, so. Oh, look, Vishal, I'm not really fussed about it, but it's just a bit of a, it's always kind of good fun little thing to do, so. Jamie, let me know how the mock goes. If there are any tricky questions, guys, just bring them along and email me, and we'll see if we can try and kind of work through some of those trickier questions, all right? Tui, keep practicing. You got this. Don't underestimate yourself. Death ray, absolutely. I don't think so, but like I know people make a big deal about it. But I think it's just, yeah, it's, I don't know why people make a big deal, but like it's necessary for maths. That's about it. Michael, normally all the exam breakdowns are already done. If you go to my main YouTube channel, you're going to find all the old exam papers that I've done. And it's all there. So all... Joseph, I need to actually have a chat with you, because I know you were actually talking about level 3. I need to have a chat with a whole bunch of level 3s, because I need to figure out how to do this after the MCAT is over. Whether I do like one excellence question a night after all the little tutorials. I don't know. I haven't figured it out, but either that, or do I do like 1 day a week? I might need to put a survey out for you guys. Anna, if you want to do start from the videos, the prep playlist, that's really, really good. Basically, it is this one here. Where is it? This one. So there's like 155 questions. Like that's an old playlist, but it's still there's a lot of good questions that cover the basics that you need. So this entire section here is all MCAT. I mean, like that's all my live streams, all of the tutorials that I've done so far, and that's all of your exams, past exams, and then this is just purely skills, like just individual skills that you require. So hopefully that kind of helps. No, Arman, no, I actually teach I teach year 9, year 8, year 9 maths. Tej, you get 1. Jasmine, I've never done stats. I do tables, equations, but never really done stats. Well, I don't teach level 1 because I teach at a junior college. I think we only have up to year 10. My senior college, like they all go across to the senior college and they kind of come back to ask questions. Some of them do. Although, look, I'm not gonna lie, like there's some parts of chance and data I really love doing, and but it's just I don't actually go through the whole paper because like there's some parts of it I'm like I don't get it. It's just like it's way out of my league. And some like the probability stuff, like I love the probability stuff. That's like really good fun. All right, guys, that's me for the night. Joe, I'm actually gonna talk about that story at Papatoy. Hi, this in 2 days. I need to actually work on the presentation for that now. Now, no worries, Lily. Take care, guys, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. And look, in the meantime, keep chipping away at those questions, and then we'll come back Sunday and we'll get ready for the last 2 weeks of MCAT. All right. Till then, thank you so much for all your support, and see you guys.